in his capacity under the wind power, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he made a presentation to the leadership, and education was right up there in terms of contributing. And that's exactly, there's 3 areas, I believe. So, you know, it's already, the plan is there, it's laid out already. It's gonna take a couple of years. Donna?
I just want to speak on behalf of myself as council member, a new council member, and a community member. Now, I get both sides, the pros and cons to both of this, budgeting, and we have to, you know, but the bottom line is the way that the business was conducted on such short notice to our students, to me, doesn't sit well. So I agree that we find money for these students this year. I also understand the works of business when it comes down to financing and things like that and following budgets, and we don't have a budget high enough for education. It hasn't been for too long, and that's the deal with the federal government. Now, the federal government are the people we must keep attacking at, because they're the ones that keep cutting us and trying to undermine our people because we're getting educated now. I will always support education, my top priority. It will be that for the rest of my life, because we don't have anything else other than we do. I mean, we have our culture, which is coming back and things like that, and our language is coming back. But other than that, without education, we're just a bunch of Indians living on poverty and living within our below the 14 weeks below the lines. You know, I mean, we should be supporting our students at all costs. Now, like I said, I do understand the side of the budgets, and the budget was given to follow, and I understand all that. But what bothers me as a community member and a council member, what I came on this for, is I don't like not knowing what's going on. I really don't. And I know you guys probably don't believe that, but I had to learn it by becoming a council member. When I used to hear Derek and them say, well, we don't know, we didn't know. Darcy said it too, I don't know. I don't know. Now I understand it. There's things going on that councilors are not always aware of. And I want you to understand that. It's not that we're taking honorarium and closing my eyes. No, I'm a community member as well as all of you. I was there before I got here, okay? I have a big mouth when I was over there, and I'll still have a big mouth, regardless where I'm at. But the point is, we need to start working together and not have individual understandings. Like, I don't know anything about what the purpose of the directors do and what's going on in the directors. There's not even, I don't think, a council member sitting in the directors' meetings. I don't know.
No, but we present monthly reports.
Yes, I do. And I get,
every single month.
And I get that, but they've been coming in late.
Huh?
They've been coming in late. But that's beside the point, right? That's what Paul's saying. But as far as education, that's our priority. And I think it was wrong to have given the students such short notice to make changes. And I get it, that we have to be accountable to our own education as well, and maybe pay into it or help contribute. But when it's thrown at, when you're prepared, I've been to this university, I've been there, and it's hard. It's a hard place to go, and it's so hard. And when you're going to be cut some more, I had a member come into my office crying, like, you know, she was so excited to go and pursue her career, and then all of a sudden it's cut, and I'm like, here I am as a representative going, oh my God, I didn't know this, and I'm sorry for that. But I will support that. There's got to be money somewhere, and it has to stop. It has to stop when it gets out. It has to come to council first. We are the leaders, and it should always come to the leaders first by having this meeting. So.
Okay, now that we're all aware of what's going on and where we're all at, and it almost became a reality, I think there's going to be a vote pretty soon on whether or not this is going to continue the way it is, or if it's going to change back to the way it was previous years. But now that we're there, let's all work together. If we can protest here amongst our own people, let's go protest where it really matters. We're on a higher level. Guide us there. Let's do it together as a community. Let's not fight amongst each other. Let's not blame Lorna or Scott or Patty or Donna or Derek, or let's fight together. You know, we're strength by numbers. Let's do it together.
It's more John.
You know, that's what we need to do. We don't want this just to be, okay, let's fix this for this year. We want to fix it for our future generations, for generations to come. And we just don't want this 802 and the amount of tuition paid. We want our kids to live and not struggle. And there's a lot of single parents, there's a lot of parents that are on welfare. Their kids are struggling and they want to go to school. And it is, you know, like Papa Pat said, it is our right. So let's fight to get the funding and you know, like Sandra's sitting there nodding her head, she's got a lot of resources, Lorna's got a lot of resources, let's tap into those resources. Let's all work together, you know. And I'd like to thank you, Travis, for bringing us all here today and to confront all of this, you know? Yes.
I have kids of my own, I have four children, so, you know, we're just looking at the best interest of the community, so the community thinks that going to the deficit. There's a motion, second. Just wait for the question to be called, unless anybody else has any comments.
Question, but I think even after you make that decision, maybe a subcommittee to look at this issue, find ways to supplement income, find ways to support our schools in many ways. I think that's important, and that committee is needed year after year after year. And you have a lot of resource people, not only in the room, but outside, that have an experience university and knows what it takes to be there and be successful and get that going.
Also want to leave a consultation on the issue of education, how we're going to move forward. We still want to be responsible and help with finding some solutions. Sorry, Travis.
And our own source revenues. This is what it comes down to. We need to start being open about our own source revenues. Going to, because then we can better understand your decisions and your dilemmas. But if you don't share that with the community, you don't involve the community, like you've been doing so far, right? I mean, how can we be a part of any solution? You're just making it all problems for everyone. So we need to start, I think now is the time. You realize you get this many people in your office whenever you're not open. Time to be open and transparent.
Yes.
Yes.
We already talked about that before you came up here. Because people should know where all the fishing money is going. And that's our next priority. So when you say we're getting $10 million, you don't understand where each dollar went. Yes. So when people say, well, what about this, what about that? I don't have to sit here to explain and say everything. Right.
But even through that process of own source revenue, there should be community consultation at some point.
Exactly.
When we talked about the wind farm, it wasn't going to be the tree committee. I already told the other two chiefs that we have to go back to the people. We asked them where did this money want to go. To me, what I argued with the chiefs was they wanted to have it 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. And they said no. They said because of the fact that we are a bigger community, they should go by per capita, so everybody in my community gets the same thing as everybody in the lower community. But before we decide that, after we decide that, then we'll bring it to the community. How do you want these revenues?
It's not just the wind power though, we're talking about commercial fisheries where we're making a lot of money. Look at all these chip rocks right here now, chip rock. There's tons of money being made for our community. Our community should be consulted on how these monies are going to be spent. And you should take the time to draft the process on how that's going to happen, see whether or not we like that process and have our input with regard to that process.
Exactly. This community that people don't know. There's a lot of money that goes on the wall.
That's right, we don't know.
You know, you guys have a secrecy at LMPC. We don't need. Nobody knows who's going to train.
We got a secret handshake. That's it. A letter that we have 260 community members that support. I'd like to table it formally so that we can discuss it formally. And I would also like to see a potential OIC coming out of this because I think we have a quorum, which is 5 for whatever reason. And yeah, I think we have a number of counselors who are supporting this. So I think we can have an OIC to address this. I think that's the only way we're going to get it done. So, all right.
We'll table that at another day.
Table it at another day.
We're going to pass this off. We have to pass. You want the tuition to be paid? There's a motion on that already. On the mover and second. Question has been called. All in favor to pay the tuition?
For years to come.
Tuition?
For years to come.
Not all that, but you're asking
Reinstate.
treatment. So then we'll go on to that process of bringing it back to the community, get involvement, of how you're gonna go into the future with education.
Chief, the motion was to reinstate the, as is, so far, until. Reinstate the,
And for how long?
it's not just for one issue,
It's not just for 1 year.
Not just 1 year.
That's why when you guys discussed it, you said,
Go further.
we'll start this and then we'll start the process, like, in the community
Enter
together, and then
second.
sit down and see where we're going in the future with the education.
John, I'm pretty sure you'll find it somewhere.
There's eight.
Thank you.
260.
On a larger scale, I think we should be voting in the provincial and federal election coming up.
Yes.
Because they have they have the power to help us or not to help us. But we need to participate in the provincial and federal election, which is coming up in October.
You're all getting the pamphlets in your mailbox. Don't throw those away. They're brown envelopes. Those are important documents right there.
Can I challenge everybody, when you guys all graduate and you come back to us with your degrees, and we'll celebrate the same way we did today.
Going to school, kids.
Yeah.
You do
I can do it,
it,
but.
Director of Education.
As far as your letter, one time I'll read it by myself. Sure. Alright? Yeah. I'll give it to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Well,
On behalf of all of us, we'd like to thank you.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you.